Hello again, Arjan Timmerman, TECHunplugged, here day 2 at KubeCon in Paris. Here with Miniman. Hello.
Hey, great to see you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It's my last day. My feet are doing okay. My voice seems to be holding up. I've had some phenomenal food here. I'm hoping that all the walking that I've done, has counteracted it. We'll see when I get on the scale when I get home.
I totally agree on that one. It's totally the same, but we tend to try walking here. It's a 4-kilometer walk, as we say it here. I don't know what it is in miles, but we'll figure it out.
Far enough that I would take the metro instead. Thank you.
Oh no, we'll walk it. So here at KubeCon, but still, all of us are still a little bit with a company that's now a Broadcom company, as they call it. But we've got multiple talks here about how much the ambience of the show is like the early days VMworlds, and how do you feel about that?
So it's an interesting compare. So it was funny. I was listening this morning. If you caught the keynote, Goldman Sachs was up on stage, and he talked about he started working with VMware 17 years ago, and I was like, it's funny. I hate to admit it. I actually worked with Goldman Sachs on their VMware rollout 21 years ago when I was working for a little storage company that kind of bought them a little over a year later. I have a lot of history with that. VMworld for a number of years was the center of a broad section of the ecosystem, and this conference also really feels there. It feels more expansive. It's a little bit different crowd. There was never the hoodie crowd, at VMworld. I mean, you know me. I've got a lot of hoodies, but look, I'm not a developer myself. I'm an infrastructure guy by background. Networking, virtualization, cloud, some of those pieces, but it's a great community, and that was like at the core of VMworld. We always looked, so many of us, especially I happen to be a vExpert for a number of years, we were like, we helped build that community. And this community, it's like, there's a segment of this population that are contributing, that are building, and like the Amazon, builders are welcome in there, it's the same thing here.
Yeah, the other conversation that we had on that is that if you look at it from a company perspective, it was always VMware, which is a tied-in kind of ecosystem, right?
Sure.
Where here it's much more open.
Yeah.
We are in the Red Hat booth. You must feel that as well, right?
Yeah.
It's a much more open community to be.
Yeah, well, right, look, so there used to be a lot of industry conferences. There was Storage Networking World. There was Interop or N+I in the networking space. There's not that many left. It's like RSA is still a huge security show. Mobile World Congress in the telecommunications space. CES, the consumer electronics. But this is the cloud native show. Heck, yesterday it felt like is this one of the big AI shows now that we're doing? But the CETF has done a strong job. Obviously, a good supporting ecosystem, and one of the things they highlight, which we love, is it's not just a bunch of vendors. We have a strong end user community that's part of it. I saw like Mercedes-Benz, had a booth. We had when we were in Detroit, Ford had a booth. When we were last year in Amsterdam, Audi had a presence. Not just cars, but there's lots of different companies that are here. There's always been strong presence of customers in the keynotes and end users giving sessions, and that's what we like to talk to. Is I want to talk about, I don't want to talk about, hey, there's some cool technology, but how is it being used? And this ecosystem is just still in such a strong growth phase, and so many use cases across every industry and across the globe. And by the way, it's the only show that I remember where Mobile World Congress and this one are the ones where the European show is really bigger. Because VMworld, it was like always, okay, I do the North American show, and then I do a smaller version in Europe, and it was kind of a repeat most of the time. This one is, I've been to both, and I like, the European one is bigger and more vibrant, and the North American one is good, don't get me wrong, but the European one's where it's at, and you all know that. So.
Yeah, that's good. And on the vExpert side of things, they are going to do something similar as that as well with the Kubernetes.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard that. I'm well familiar with the certification program.
I think they're going to do that. So that's. I think they said something like that. but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's interesting to be here, and especially if you've been to a couple of earlier ones, it's really growing very steadily, and it's good to see. Thank you for being on the show, and hope to see you again soon.
Awesome. Always great to get together with the community, and awesome to talk with you.